no recollection of ever meeting this lady.
Do you remember dancing at Tramp?
No. That couldn't have happened because the date that is being suggested, I was at home with the children.
Why would you remember a Pizza Express birthday and being at home?
Because going to Pizza Express in Woking is an unusual thing for me to do.
She described dancing with you,
No.
and you profusely sweating.
I have a peculiar medical condition, which is that I don't sweat, or I didn't sweat at the time.
We all remember that line, don't we? Sam McAllister was the BBC producer who secured that scoop of the decade, really, and she joins us live now from London. Sam, good to see you again. I mean, every time we see that interview, you still kind of are so aghast watching it back, right? But did you ever imagine it would trigger the sensational royal reckoning we're seeing now?
Absolutely not, I must be honest. I mean, sitting in that room as I did over 6 years ago, just 15 feet from the man at that stage, known as Prince Andrew, it's incomprehensible to think that now he would have been arrested. It's just unprecedented, and we use that word too often, but this time I think you'll indulge me.
No, you're indulged. Look, you've got it all lined up, but you still have to go through the process and his responses and the fallout. But when you heard he was arrested, I mean, did you ever think it would lead to that?
No, absolutely not. I mean, the truth is that every time this story moves, I am as shocked as any member of the general public. The idea that he did the interview, the impact that the interview had, the repercussions for the royal family and for him personally, the loss of titles, the change of name, the change of where he lives. It felt like that really was already so much. The settlement with Virginia Giuffre, who of course is the woman who accused him of sexually assaulting her, which he still strongly denies, her terrible death, and of course then the arrest. I never imagined that that would be the outcome of this. Of course, he hasn't been charged, to be very clear, and it's for a very specific offence, but it really is something that nobody would ever envisage from the piece of journalism we started.
Well, that arrest did come a month ago now, Sam, and that infamous photo that we keep playing of the former prince in the back of the seat there, I mean, it's rather unflattering, obviously, but it just says a lot about the position that he has now found himself in.
You're absolutely correct. That photo was taken by someone called Phil Noble. I always like to give credit to the people that did the incredible work. And I can imagine that there is no greater physical fall from grace when you compare the photos of his former lavish lifestyle. He was a war hero. He was the Queen's favourite son. He was, you know, someone who was respected and or admired or feared perhaps in some circles. But the idea that he would be sloping in the back of that car with that extraordinary image of the literal fall from grace is really something quite spectacular.
It's kind of bizarre to the world that they've got him on this technicality when he was trade envoy, right? And all the seriousness of the allegations that you were confronting him with, and what we do know about Epstein. How do you think that process is going to go legally? Do you think they're going to pin him on it?
Well, I think the thing is, I used to be a criminal defence barrister myself, and the thing is that basically pinning anything on anyone is very difficult. It's obviously the fair administration of justice. It's a lengthy process. The thing I would say, though, is that people often say, my gosh, we can't believe it's taken so long. We can't believe nothing happened. I look at it rather differently. I look at it this way. In my country here in the United Kingdom, a member of the royal family has been arrested for an allegation about his behaviour in relation to being a trade envoy, which may lead to other things. It may not. He is obviously innocent until other things move on. But that really is quite extraordinary. To be the police chief that made that call, to turn up and arrest him, to not keep people informed around him, for it to happen in that way. I think in a sense it's a credit to the process. The process is long, it's arduous, he deserves a fair process, and who knows where this will lead next.
Yeah, I agree with you. Remember they got Al Capone on tax, right? And this is a sort of similar situation, but very, very serious one. We appreciate you being on the show.